All right, so obviously the Donald Trump and Bryson DeChambeau video breaking 50 is getting a ton of views and a ton of publicity. I watched all of it, thought it was great, and we're going to give our takeaways and our thoughts here. A lot to get into, but did you watch it already?
I think you walk away with one thought if you watch that video. I don't care what side you're on. I really do. And I think that's Donald Trump is an absolute stick.
Trump
sorry.
Trump is good at golf. I mean, that video...
For 78? A 78-year-old, he can still hit it. I mean, he actually has some decent swing speed.
He does a good job. His swing can look a little weird, but he really does a good job of getting around on the ball. And, I mean, he was putting some shots to, 10 feet or less. And his putting, albeit kind of a weird, how he kind of flips his wrists a little bit, but he could putt. He hit some really good putts, too.
The putting was the worst part. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Oh, but I thought he hit some good putts.
He still makes it work. Correct. Like it's ugly, but he definitely made it work. He absolutely hit some putts. He was right there. And again, I think as far as you want to break down a putter stance or anything like that, who are we to do that? But
well, I'm a good putter. I can talk about it.
Right, and I feel like I've made progress over the years as a putter. But he stands over the ball as if it's a normal setup. The takeaway totally normal. It's just clearly he's trying to avoid something on the follow through, and it's odd. But again, makes a huge putt on 18. He had a self eagle. I mean, what working and 78-year-old.
And for those who haven't checked it out yet, obviously encourage you to do so. And when I watched it last night, 9 hours into posting it already had 2 million views. So really getting a lot of traction, and the mainstream media is covering it too, and everything.
Right, and Bryson went over 1 million subscribers as well on his YouTube page, so that was really quick.
Yeah, and I think that President Trump gets a lot of hate for everything, obviously, but and a lot of it is wrong, and a lot of it's the media driven, and we don't have to get into that side of things. But there's all the reports out there about how he's a 2 handicap or a 3 handicap, and of course, what happens? Whenever there's something positive about Trump, it comes out, we doubt that. That's not true. He must cheat. He's not a good golfer. But when you actually watch the video, which is not edited, as far as we know, it's straight through, and there's a lot there. It's not like they're hitting 5 takes until they hit a good shot, So
assuming not,
right? Assuming not, right, of course.
But they
I have no reason to believe that they're doing that. So I don't even want to think we need to justify it. But yeah, he hit really good shots. I thought off the tee he was fantastic, and yeah, it was impressive to not only see how well he played, but yeah, to justify. For all the people that probably think that he's not good at golf, he is good at golf.
Well, I mean, if you look at the shot tracer, he might have missed one fairway, maybe. And again, he might only be hitting it 210, 215. Right. But again, he's an older guy. He hit that straight little low, buttercut every single time, over and over and over again. I thought the only real issue he had, he just hit a couple of shots fat, and like a true golfer, he goes, "That's wet."
Yeah, right.
Which everyone says. Yeah. Everyone says, gosh, they just watered, so they have to do that.
And they played it at Trump Bedminster, and he has some just fantastic courses around the world, really does. And again, for those people who maybe haven't seen the video yet, basically what Bryson DeChambeau does in these videos is they play from the up tees. In this case, they played from the red tees, and they try and break 50. Which is a great way to figure out how to score. It really is. I played a course last week that wasn't even 6,100 yards, and I played it exceptionally well overall. But it reminded me of what Bryson says about when you play these shorter courses, it 1,000% teaches you how to score. So first off, that's just a good drill for people to do in general. But secondly, what's interesting is when you see these tour players playing the up tees like that, and they're hitting into a 220-yard par 4, it's really fun to watch, and it makes it a totally different hole where he can borderline drive par 5s and drive every par 4. It's crazy.
No, I think it's a great series. I actually ended up watching a few others, Paige Sporonic and several other people that he's had on. It's awesome, honestly. If you need a confidence boost, just move on.
Yeah.
I don't know if your game's not there, you're not sharp, you're early in the season or whatever it may be, or you're just not that long off the tee. Move up the tees. It's a huge confidence boost. Yep. Hit some lower shots, get the short game going, try to roll some putts. It does make a huge difference.
And it makes you, it teaches you how to make birdies too. you still have to hit shots. You still have to putt, especially much like a scramble format. When you're playing a Monday outing or a scramble, you still have to putt and hit shots. But it's so different, playing up tees like that versus playing 7,200 yards. Totally different. Long irons, short irons, whatever. There's certain parts of the game where you still have to be consistent. You still, if there's trouble, you can't put it into water. You can't put it out of bounds. Little things like that. But I thought it was really just enjoyable to watch, and again, another good example of President Trump just kind of humanizing him a little bit. It was fantastic.
No, it was great to see. I mean, even some of the banter and conversation, the music selections that he decided to play and all that with his little speaker attached to the cart. I think my favorite part was, and I didn't even notice this initially, I had a friend point it out to me, but Trump just driving the cart right out of the
and the green, right off the green.
Right off the green.
What's his course?
Yeah, he owns the place. I'm sure it makes all of our superintendent friends just cringe,
right?
Because that's really difficult. But like, I just thought it was a fun, enjoyable, 50-minute watch or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was great. And it's his course. He can do what he wants.
100%. It was great.
I think what Bryson's been doing overall on YouTube has been great. And, Bryson is a guy who over the years was very polarizing. And there was a time where Bryson was pretty hated, with the Brooks Koepka stuff was going on, and people thought that he was chirping at the crowd and he wasn't very well liked, whatever. And then he goes to Live, and that doesn't help, but just people's perception in general, because Live has had such a negative connotation in terms of what a lot of people think. But he's totally turned his image around. And look, I think that there's no doubt that YouTube and what he's done in terms of connecting with the fans translates to some of his fan base and just his brand. There's no doubt in my mind that when he goes and plays in these events, there's people that are commenting and say, "Oh, I love that video," or "Hey, I watched this," or "Hey, when are you going to hit with those old clubs again?" Now I'm sure it's going to be a ton of people coming up to him talking about this Trump series, which is obviously blowing up online. So I 1,000% think that his YouTube and his willingness to brand himself and put out good content has helped to turn his image around.
Well, I think you're attacking two different generations now at this point, because I think our generation and even younger, especially, people are consuming YouTube content all day, every day,
as if it's television,
subscription,
right?
And as if they're going home and watching.
They turn on
8
YouTube,
p.m. primetime sitcom or whatever.
The home feed, right?
Right, 100%. And so I think he's absolutely been able to capture the younger generation, which is huge for the game of golf, because we need to continue to get more people into the game of golf if we're talking about trying to grow the game. But I saw even reactions yesterday on Twitter, your X, and whatever, of older people who, maybe in their 50s going, wow, I didn't even know Bryson was doing this on YouTube. And
right.
Man, I mean, the camera work is phenomenal. The conversation's great. The audio quality, it's like you're watching a 50-minute special. It's really good stuff.
I'd love to see the watch time on Bryson DeChambeau and Donald Trump's video, because I bet you people are turning that on and they're watching the entire thing. I bet you those engagement numbers are crazy. And you're right, it crosses generations. There's younger people that are going to watch the whole damn thing. I actually thought this morning, I said, I got to send that to my parents if they haven't heard about it yet. I'm sure my parents will sit down and watch the entire thing because they love golf, and obviously they it just with current events and everything going on right now, we'll enjoy watching something like that. But no, I thought it was great. And if anything, kind of reminds me several years ago when you and I spoke with Bryson DeChambeau. We had 10 minutes with him or whatever it was. And at the time, he didn't have his YouTube channel yet, and he was just really starting to come up on the PGA Tour. Hadn't won that. Had he won one U.S. Open yet? I don't think he had.
I think that was the year he
right before he won it, right?
Was it?
Regardless,
yeah, I can't remember.
We spoke to him, and he was talking about, he told us how he thinks that Instagram and YouTube and all that is the biggest thing in the future to grow the game. And then sure enough, he stuck to his word in terms of what he told us, and then started a YouTube channel, and he's been absolutely crushing it. So
I actually think we could take partial credit for, nodding our heads and kind of encouraging him to start his YouTube channel. And focus on Instagram and everything, for sure.
And I thought when we spoke to Bryson, both on and off camera, he was great. And no issues with him at all, and hopefully we can maybe get him on our channel again sometime soon. But Definitely encourage everyone to check out that President Trump and Bryson DeChambeau's video. And I loved during the video how he just kept saying, "Oh, the president's ball is up there. The president's shot is here." It was great. But I think this video is going to absolutely blow up. It's going to get a ton of views, and it should be fun to watch. So look forward to hearing everyone else's comments on it too.
Oh, I cannot wait to see the continued, I guess, headlines that you see out of this and reactions, because I thought it was phenomenal. I think a lot of people enjoy it. Again, whatever side you're on or wherever you fall, it's
I hate how
really intriguing.
Everything has to be prefaced by that nowadays. Whatever side you're on. This is a fun video with a former president. I don't care if it's President Obama. I don't care if it's President Biden. If he can play golf right now, I don't know. But whoever it might be, it's fun to watch. And go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, we didn't even get into that. I mean, the whole debate and them getting into it, Biden, Trump, back, forth, whatever. I mean, Trump saying, "I'll give you 20 shots and see if I can beat you." Trump would have to give 40 shots.
Trump would destroy Biden in golf.
He would kill him in golf.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anyway.
And guys, drop a comment below if you watched the video and what your thoughts were of the Bryson DeChambeau, not only Donald Trump match, but just what he's doing in general. Love to hear it.